Imagine this. You are scrolling through Instagram and suddenly, boom, a pizza ad pops up. The cheese is melting, the crust looks delicious. Suddenly you see yourself ordering a large pepperoni pizza with extra toppings. That's B2C marketing. Quick, emotional, and dangerously effective. Now picture this. You are the head of a company and someone emails you a 40-page report that clearly states why you should buy their software. It's full of graphs, statistics, and words you need to Google. This decision will take weeks, multiple Zoom meetings, and maybe even a soul-searching retreat to the mountains. That's B2B marketing, a slow dance of trust, logic, and spreadsheets. But which one is tougher and which one makes more money? And also, interesting for you, which one should you master if you are in marketing? Let's break it down in a way that's actually fun to watch. B2B versus B2C, so what's actually the difference? First, let's get the basics straight. B2B means business to business. So basically, one company selling to another company. An example could be Salesforce selling their CRM to other businesses, or Caterpillar selling their construction equipment to property developers. The stakes of these deals are mostly super high, and it's not an impulse purchase. So most of the time, the decision makers are not just swiping their credit cards. B2C means business to consumer. This is basically when a business sells to regular people like you and me. Think of Nike selling sports equipment, or Netflix selling entertainment, or Apple selling us the latest phone. Sounds simple, right? No. You are wrong. Marketing to businesses versus marketing to consumers is like comparing dating versus a marriage. B2C, that's like swiping on Tinder. You just need to grab someone's attention for 1 or 2 seconds and boom, they are interested. B2B, it's like convincing someone to marry you. There are negotiations, second thoughts, and family members, aka decision makers involved. Now, let's break down the key differences between the two. First of all, the buying cycle. Fast on the one side and slow on the other side. In B2C, it's most of the case like you like it, you buy it. The decision is basically super short, like you are choosing your Netflix movie in the evening that you will probably fall asleep to anyways. B2B, that's basically a journey. So there are meetings, approvals, contracts, and a ton of people involved that reply super slow to your emails. Second up, decision making on the one side is logic and on the other side is super emotional. So in B2C, consumers buy based on feelings. Will this product make me feel cool, happy, or attractive? That's why brands like Coca-Cola sell happiness instead of soda. Third up, the content style. Educational versus entertaining. B2C, give people ads, viral TikToks, or celebrity endorsements, and you can bet that they are in. In B2B, you need to educate your audience. Think of white papers, testimonials, case studies, and sometimes you need to have reports as thick that they could even stop a bullet. Fourth up is the sales process. So one night stand versus long-term relationship. In B2C, most purchases don't require as much trust. So for example, if you think of McDonald's, when was the last time if you were really even thinking if they actually serve you real food? You are not doing it at all and you still eat it. In B2B, businesses don't buy from strangers. They need trust, credibility, and follow-ups, like chasing your crush for months before they are finally texting back. So how do you actually win at B2B marketing? First of all, you need to become a thought leader. Businesses don't just buy from brands, they buy from trusted experts. You need to educate and not sell. Write blogs that answer real questions. Create case studies that show how your product has helped others before. And host webinars that feel like courses, not sales pitches. As an example, take a look at HubSpot. Their blog is basically a free marketing course, free marketing education, and that's absolutely insane. So now, whenever you are thinking about buying a CRM, who would you go to first? Obviously HubSpot, because they were giving you so much free value in advance. Second up, email marketing that nurtures your leads. B2B buyers don't purchase immediately. They need multiple touch points and follow-ups. Send them an email with an interesting article. Then a couple of days later, you send them a case study. Then a couple of days later, you tell them about your product. It really is like dating. You don't propose on the first date. And number 3 is obviously LinkedIn. B2B marketing lives and breathes on LinkedIn. Post insightful content, connect with decision makers, and if nothing else helps, you can slide into the DMs of someone on LinkedIn as if it would be corporate Tinder. Now, let's talk about the winning strategies for B2C marketing. And the most important thing here is you need to capture attention fast. Number one is emotional storytelling. If you can really catch someone with emotions, you can convince them easily to buy your product or service. Nike, for example, they don't sell shoes. What they sell is the feeling of being an athlete. Apple, for example, they don't sell phones, they sell status and creativity. And another example, when Coca-Cola just recently swapped out their logo with people's names, it was an insane boost in sales because people love to see and hear their own names. So really emotionalize them. Number two, social media and influencer power. Instagram is essential. And on TikTok, you can really go viral. And if we are talking about influencers, it's basically celebrities, but cheaper and with the same effect. One example is Glossier. So they were almost entirely just growing by Instagram and working with influencers. And why did it work? Because it was authentic and real people were advertising the product. So this is super strong in B2C. And number three is FOMO and limited time offers. Nothing makes people take action more than only 3 in stock or limited deal, just 24 hours. It's really psychological warfare, but it works. As an example, Amazon Prime Day. People are literally buying stuff that they don't need just because they are afraid to miss it. So let's move over to a real-life example of B2B versus B2C with two similar companies. On the one side, we have Slack in the B2B area, and then we have WhatsApp in the B2C area. Slack, for example, markets their business talking about teamwork, productivity, and efficiency. And WhatsApp basically markets to their consumers by saying, hey, you can just text your grandma for free. Same industry, but as you can see, totally different marketing strategies. So now you will come up with the question, which one is actually harder? And to be honest, there is no right or wrong, both are freaking hard. So for example, for B2B, you could say it's harder because A, you have longer sales cycles and customers don't impulse buy. B, there are more decision makers involved and you just can't convince one person, so you need to convince multiple people. And C, it's complex. So there is not just one shiny ad that you can put out. You need to really talk about the facts and why it works. And on the other side, you could say B2C is harder because you have an insane competition and everyone is fighting for attention. Also, the attention span is way shorter in B2C. So you only have seconds to grasp attention and you need to create endless content. You need to push out content over and over again, otherwise you really lose relevance. If you are great at social media and storytelling, you should go into B2C marketing. And if you love data, psychology, and are thinking more long-term, then you should go into B2B marketing. So I'm interested on which side are you, B2C or B2B marketing, and what have been your biggest learnings? And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe and like, and see you in the next video for more marketing and design content. Bye bye.